Hello, I'm Kim, and I am reading my book, Reflections of Joy. I am now on day 3, continuing with the introduction. I closed the doors in 2017, vowing to stay active and in touch. I told everyone I was excited to retire and tried to convince myself I was doing the right thing. I thought I would travel more with Jeff and finish projects around the home. The month that followed was spent cleaning out the space. Equipment sales brought former members to visit, allowing a break in the days I spent sorting through paperwork and memories. Each person who stopped by had already made an imprint on my heart. I remembered their stories and successes, even if I occasionally forgot their names. After the gym was cleared and I turned the key in the lock for the final time, I spent lazy days sleeping until 6. Can you imagine? After almost a decade of 3:50 a.m. alarms, I'd wake refreshed, wander to the kitchen to make coffee, and snuggle into my favorite chair to read. I read 63 books in the first month. At the time, it seemed indulgent and wonderful, but looking back, this ever-observant coach should have been concerned. Long, lazy mornings of retirement were just the beginning. I didn't do the things I promised myself. I didn't exercise, cook, or meet my friends for lunch. I didn't visit my parents for coffee or plan a girls' trip with those who vowed to stay in touch. I dove deep down a rabbit hole of wine, food, and lazy days that turned into weeks, into months, and years. My belly was getting squishy and my legs began to feel fatigued. I was frequently out of breath as a result of treating myself far too often and moving too little. I spent countless hours planning my return to health, plotting workouts, and recording food. When the old ways didn't work, I may have let my failure convince me to commit to ridiculous resolutions and torturous methods. It takes time to create a habit. Maybe I should clarify. It takes time to create a good habit. The bad ones just seem to stop by and stick like glue, don't they? Like many others, I made it a habit to commit to starting over at the turn of a new year or on a birthday. I made promises to myself with my back up against the imaginary wall of mother of the groom dress shopping. I tried to detox my way out of potential conversations with my doctor, where I knew she would vaguely mention my weight as she tried to stay optimistic about my yearly test results. Sometime in later years, it dawned on me that I had never talked to a client the way I was talking to myself. I didn't encourage them to fast or drink terrible shakes. I didn't tell them to skip out on birthday parties or give up whole food groups. I didn't assign them torturous tasks to burn off holiday calories. I helped many people with sound advice. So why couldn't I help myself? I'm happy to report that I finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, as it turned out, the light was just the overhead lamp above the cold examination table during my yearly physical. Fortunately, my doctor didn't have to say anything. I told her I was disappointed in my decline and I would do what needed to be done. As I drove home from her office, I thought about all that's changed in the past 10 years. The boys were grown and living lives of their own. My gym had closed, and my husband had also sold his business. I rarely had to be anywhere or do anything. I had spiraled out of control, gaining weight and ignoring the signs that my health had taken a turn for the worse. I had become the woman I tried to help all those years in the gym. I decided to clean up a bit and treat myself more kindly than I had in the past. I reminded myself it's easier to be healthy when you're happy. It's easier to stick with a program when it's fun. It's easier to eat real food when it's delicious. I'm attempting to instill small habits that include love and respect. My results are a little slower, but I'm sure that they will be forever this time. I look in the mirror and I see my tummy's a little flatter, and I have one less chin. My skin grows a little more and I feel myself smiling again. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all look in the mirror and see past the tired, droopy skin and the messy hair and the fat rolls? What if we could see our progress on the inside? Stronger muscles, a healthier heart, a well-rested brain. How wonderful would it be to look in the mirror and see all of the good instead of what we've been trained to see? Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know that something is worth it. See Joy Bell C. Every once in a while I become afraid. Sometimes it's startling, a silly moment that catches me off guard, or a dream that leaves me unsettled in the dark of the night. Usually these fears dissipate with the morning light and the busyness that fills my day. Sometimes my fear doesn't seem so childlike, and it doesn't want to go away. It's fierce and protective, and it wants to scream. As I've grown older, I realize my fear can be tempered by faith. I've learned how important it is to believe in something or someone greater than myself, especially when the world seems to be crumbling around me. Millions of people have lost faith in others, believing only in themselves and relying only on what they can learn or do on their own. My heart tells me we're racing towards a moment when we must believe in others. We have to have faith in what they've learned and experience they've gained. My greatest fear at this moment is that I've wasted time. As I write this book, I was 55. I am now 56, we know. By the time I quit squirreling around in my head and finish it, I'll be a smidge older. Here I am. I don't necessarily believe my time is running out, but I'm pretty sure I have less of it than I did when I discovered my gifts, and I have so much to share. My health journey has been all over the place. I was an average child, a good athlete as a teenager, a hardworking 20-year-old, a fitness lazy 30-year-old, and an uber fit 40-year-old, and a frustrated, depressed, ready to give up 50-year-old. I'm a certified nutritionist, personal trainer, and life coach, but I couldn't find my way to the ever-distant destination of sustainable health. I'll continue more tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.